Welcome back friends. Good afternoon. In this video lecture we are going to see about the continuation of the last session. In last session we have seen about the components present in the DNA, whereas in this session we are going to see about the double helical structure of the DNA. Now let's go into the session and we can see about the double helical structure of the DNA. Here you can see the double helical structure of the DNA molecule. Here I have given the simplified structure like a ladder structure, and this side you can see here that is the double helical structure of the DNA molecule. And this orange strand is separate polynucleotide chain and this green strand is a separate polynucleotide chain. So DNA consists of two polynucleotide chains. You can clearly see here, you can see in the orange strand here A, G, A, T. Similarly here also A, T, G, A. You can see the strands. The thing is that here you can see some extra thing. You can see here A is there. After A you can see G. Here A, after you can see T. Here one base pair is there. That base pair is hidden that side. While in the double helical structure, when it is rotating, it will be in the right-handed helix model. So the one strand will be behind that side, so that is not visible this side. So only in this double helical structure, we cannot see this base pair. And looking into the structure, you can see that always A will be pairing with T and G will be pairing with C. So here two hydrogen bonds will be there and here three hydrogen bonds will be there. So throughout the strand from here to here you can see always A pairs with T and G pairs with C. So what happens, this type of pairing makes the breadth, that is the width of this DNA equal, like approximately the breadth will be same from throughout the DNA. From here to here the length will be similar only. The breadth will not change at all. So the size will be similar. So from here to here, based on this hydrogen bonding between the base pairs, the breadth of the DNA will not vary at all. It will be almost similar. And what will be the width of the DNA molecule? You can see here it is approximately 2 nanometer. So 2 nanometer we can denote it as 20 angstrom. So from here to here it is 2 nanometer and also we can say it as 20 angstrom. And also you can see here from here to here. So that is one complete helical turn. So from here to here it is called as one single turn from starts from here and ends in here. So here, so this like it's similar to 8. So this is one complete helical turn. One complete helical turn is measures about 3.4 nanometer and also we can say it as 34 angstrom. So how many base pairs will be there within this single turn? So it will be approximately, roughly you can say about 10 base pairs will be there. So from here to here you can find 10 base pairs, whereas you can see only 8 here. So another 2 base pairs will be hidden behind this helical structure. So totally you can find roughly 10 base pairs in the single helical turn. And what will be the distance between the two base pairs? So for example here I have given so AT and the second base pair is TA. So between these two the length will be 0.34. So when coming into the double helical structure you have to keep in mind 3 actually. What is that? First thing is the width of the double helical structure is 2 nanometer and also the single helical turn measures about 3.4 nanometer and the length between the two base pairs is 0.34 nanometer. So you can easily identify here 0.34. What I said, totally 10 base pairs will be in per turn. So 10 into 0.34 gives you 3.4 nanometer. And also here you can see this is the major groove and this is the minor groove. So this is all about the double helical structure of the DNA molecule. And one important thing you have to note here is one strand will be running from 5' to 3' end, another one will be running from the 5' to 3' end. You can clearly see this orange and this green color. Why it is so? As I already said in the previous class, so DNA always runs in anti-parallel. Anti-parallel means like opposite to each other. So one strand will be running from 5' to 3' and another strand will be running from 5' to 3' this way. So why it is so, I will be explaining in the upcoming session. I given here nucleotide structure, that is individual nucleotide structures I have given here. So here is adenine is a nitrogen base and this is a deoxyribose sugar and this will be the phosphate group. So already in the previous session I have said that this nitrogen base will be having the linkage called as N-glycosidic linkage with this sugar molecule at first location, that is first carbon location, whereas in the fifth carbon location phosphate groups go and binds. So this is on complete nucleotide. Similarly here also you can see here in opposite direction inverted shape I have given, because this adenine has to pair with thymine. So in inverted shape only it can do. So whenever it is going this way in the opposite direction in inverted side only it can form the bonds. So here also you can see the first location of the sugar is here. Here also first location of the sugar. In first location of the sugar only will be having what? This base pairs, that nitrogen bases will be there. So it will be in inverted position. So you can see here I have given the double stranded structure of the DNA molecule. So this will be the single strand and this will be the another strand. So see here, this is the first nucleotide. Here the phosphate group is there, that will be in the fifth location. So 5' phosphate group. This side it is free. So you continue here. So again what happens? 1, 2 and 3. In the third location again what happens? Another nucleotide will come and join. So about this bonding I have given clarification in the yesterday's class. You can see here. So this is nitrogen base, sugar and phosphate. This is another nucleotide. This nucleotide goes and joins with this OH will be present in the sugar molecule. So third location. So it will go and join here. So in 3' group this nucleotide, new nucleotide go and joins. Again what happens? See OH is there, no? Here only new nucleotide will go and join. Again in this third location another nucleotide will go and join. So as a result what you will be getting? The 3' OH will be free in the last nucleotide. So what happens again in the next side? Next strand you can see here it will be in inverted. You can clearly see here that the sugar is in inverted position. Here as well as it is in direct position. In this strand it will be inverted, because in the first position of the sugar only this thymine will be attached, that is a nitrogen base. Similarly here also in the first position of the sugar only the adenine, that is nitrogen base, will be attached. These two nitrogen bases has to form hydrogen bonds between them. So when it will occur, when it happens in the opposite direction, means it should be in inverted form. So here also first position, here also first position. So the bonds will be formed here. Similarly for all the nitrogen bases will be happening. So here the 3' OH will be free, whereas in the end the 5' phosphate will be free here. So you can clearly see in the first strand it runs from 5' to 3'. In the second strand you can see here 3 to 5. So always this double helical DNA runs in the opposite directions. So only this is called as double helical structure, which is anti-parallel. Here you can see that the DNA is in double helical structure. So this provides additional stability to the DNA molecule. So it will be like stack. You can see this is the first base pair, second base pair. It will be going like this. It will be like a stack of stars is there, no? So it will be rotating in the right-handed fashion. So right-handed helix. So this helix nature provides the additional stability to this double helical DNA molecule. When compared to the RNA is less stable, because RNA consists of only single strand. When single strand is there, this double helical structure is not possible there. So RNA is less stable, DNA is more stable. Now we can see about how the length of the nucleic acids will be measured. So the length of the nucleic acids, in this case we will be discussing about DNA and RNA. There are two types of nucleic acids. One is DNA, another one is RNA. From bacteria to higher organisms, that is human beings, all the organisms, the genetic material is DNA. Whereas in some viruses, RNA acts as the genetic material. In some viruses, DNA also acts as genetic material. In most of the organisms, RNA also acts as genetic material. In recently, you know about coronavirus. In coronavirus also, RNA is the genetic material. So you can see here, in case of RNA, it is made up of a single strand. Single strand means that is a polynucleotide chain. So this is the first nucleotide, second nucleotide, third nucleotide. Likewise, you will be having 5 nucleotides. This line denotes the sugar phosphate backbone. So if you ask what is the length of this molecule, this is the length of this RNA molecule, so we can say totally 5 are there. So it is like 5 nucleotides length. So for example, you can see here 5 into 174 bacteriophage. So this is one type of virus. So in this virus, it consists of 5386 nucleotides. I have mentioned here only 5. Like this, you will be having 5386 nucleotides will be there. So in case of RNA, we will be measuring with the help of nucleotides. How many nucleotides are there? So based on that only, we will be telling about the length of the RNA. Whereas in the case of DNA, it will not be like that. Here base pairing will be there because it is made up of 2 strands, whereas here it is only 1 strand. So base pairing will be here. You can see here adenine pairs with T. Likewise here also AT, GC. It will be pairing like this. So in this case, it is called as single base pair. So this is called as second base pair and third base pair. Likewise, you can see here 5 base pairs are there. So while we are telling about DNA, the length should be mentioned as BP, that is base pairs. So for example, I mentioned here E. coli. So that is a bacteria. In E. coli, the length of the DNA is 4.6 into 10 to the power of 6 base pairs. So you will be having this many base pairs in E. coli. So likewise only we have to calculate the length of the DNA as well as RNA. Up to this, I think you will be understandable. So in the next session, we will be seeing about the next topic. Thank you friends. Thank you for watching this video.